Good afternoon, good evening, good zinta, good y'all, whatever it may be where you are. I'm Not Sports Cards. Hope you're doing well. Like, subscribe. Need more subscribers. I don't know. Need it. If you watch, please subscribe. Anyway, on this episode, I'm going to do making moves in non-sports cards. I usually do it once a month. It just depends on how much I'm buying and selling. And I realize a lot of discussion going on last month. Huge Luke Skywalker sale last month kind of ignited the whole non-sports card universe. Um, and sometimes I'll get flack about certain things, and I realized when I was arguing with some people that like I'm the only person that I know of that literally goes through their eBay history and says, "Here is exactly what I bought. Here is exactly what I paid for it, and here is why I did it." I like to do it because with hindsight, you get to say to yourself, um, "Would I do this again?" Usually, I do more than a few months, but it's been a happening month. And there's some stuff that's not on here which I bought through ComC, and I'll try to think through what I bought and mention it. I have zero idea how to log into ComC from my desktop, only my phone. That happens all too often. But yeah, I will tell you. I tell you, kind of grade my own buys because you'll be like, of course you're going to say you did well. The truth is that I buy things emotionally, and there are some people that are just like, oh, I don't ever do that. I'm like, I stay up late at night. Sometimes I'm just like, F it, I buy it. Or I'm talking to a friend of mine. He's like, well, why aren't you buying this card? And I'm like, you know what, you're right, and I buy it. And sometimes I regret it, and sometimes I don't. So we're going to go through it. It's been about a month since I did the last one. And I'll mention a little bit about what I sold. But I'm going to do a separate video about selling cards you love because I sold some cards I love this month. So let's get into it. Up there, I have a Bix Clean, which is one of the. So we'll start from the most recent purchases and go backwards a bit. About a month. I don't know how many cards I bought. I can tell you, I bought like 5 cards over 5 months this year, and I have not kept that up. So the first card here, I'm not going to do this for every card, but this is a Guardians of the Galaxy. The very I'm a big believer that the MCU is slept on, especially movies like this. Guardians of the Galaxy, it's 2014. There are not a lot of serial numbered cards. There's only out of 10 out of 25. This is a nice image. There are no character cards that are serial numbered. So this is one of the few images that has kind of everybody. They're in the prison uniforms. There's a better card. A friend of mine just bought the pink out of 10 of this and the other one I like, but he spent a lot more money, as I like to say. I buy value, other people buy valuable, and I probably should buy more valuable. I don't know. I haven't gotten this yet, so we'll see whether it's worth grading or not. But I paid $15 for a card. That's just, obviously, the more recent the buy, the more likely I'm going to say goodbye. A goodbye, not goodbye. Wave goodbye. Albert, you ready underneath there? My bulldog Albert sleeps under me and likes to snore during these videos. So yeah, that I love kind of the MCU and the early serial numbered stuff. When they were with Topps and Rittenhouse, there were no serial numbered. So kind of you got to wait till the Upper Deck era. Next up is that Bix Clean 2023 Finest. I consider this her rookie. Some consider flagship. The rookie, it's not. And this is out of 25, and I got it for $32 shipped. I just, it's a great buy. I think the gold out of 50 cost me more than this. This set, I like the set. There are more lower parallels. I believe there's out of 10, out of 5, and a 101. But there's not multiple of them, like current Chrome cards. There's not 4 different orange parallels. So there are, actually 100 orange. There's just 25. So to me, great buy. $30. And that's more PC. Another one, I actually, we have a Discord. I should probably post it in here. Where some of the smarter people I know, far smarter than me in non-sports, they get together and we talk through cards. And I was going to post this listing in here. This is 2016 Rogue One. It was a lot from the UK, 10 British pounds. I think it cost more to ship than the cards. I was gonna give it to let one of my friends buy it because these are all colored parallels. But as I was pasting it into the Discord, I noticed that the person went through the trouble of pasting in all of the cards that they were in there, and I noticed there were 11 Cassian Andor parallel rookies, and I was like, I can't, sorry, that's Cassian is my main PC, Cassian 2016. So yeah, I think if I go look again real quickly, like there are 4 green gins and 4 black gins. Those green gin is at least a $10 card. So just those 4 $10 cards pay for this lot. And this is just the little things that you can do. I don't even know how I found it. I don't know. Like I said, I was very willing to pass it off because at this point, after this, I will own at least 50 Cassian rookies. Again, grading the buy, A plus. Again, I'm not. Trust me, there are going to be some low grades here. Don't be like I'm patting myself on the back. Here I bought a 1999 Icon Darth Sidious Gold Refractor PSA 9. It's a pop 1, no higher. This is the first Darth Sidious card. Icon, I'm just a believer in Icon. It is the best prequel kind of rookie card. So to me, there is an Emperor card in Return of the Jedi, but there's no Darth Sidious card. Again, a gold, which I think they're 4 or 6 golds per box. Not easy to get, not easy to grade. This is actually the brother of a friend of mine who was selling it. So, I hate saying I bought it for grading fees because that doesn't mean anything these days, but that's about what I paid. And knowing I would get a 9, it was perfectly. But this is a C, right? This is a C. It's not my personal collection. It's not an easy thing to make money off of. If he had it up for sale forever, I might be a little bit more adept at selling. I have no idea, but I think it would take a while. But yeah, type of card where, I might sit on it for a year, but I think I'll double my money, and if I sit on it longer, it'll be more. Next up, another Marvel card. This is a hill that I may just be dying on. Zendaya, one of the most popular actresses in the world. She has like earlier Disney promo cards, but as far as her like Unreal cards, this set, the 2017 Upper Deck, my Spider-Man Homecoming, this is her first appearances. This is a scene card. There are character cards which I own, which I think are much more appealing. They're also much more expensive. So I bought an out of 99 Zendaya card for $5.50, and it was ComC, so I didn't even have to get it shipped. Which ComC, different thing, different problems, different issues. ComC's charging too much for shipping, charging too much for top loaders, but still, it went over there. $5.50 again. Did I need it? No, I have the better cards. This is. People are talking about defensive show bidding. This is just defensive buying. Like, I'd rather own it than let other people own it. And yeah, that's why I bought it. Because at that price, I don't think I can go wrong. I bought a set of... You're noticing, this is mostly going to be Marvel, MCU, and Star Wars. Don't worry, we're going to get more into Star Wars in a second. This is just a 2008, which is the first Rittenhouse set. It's the first... There's Marvel movies that I still consider part of the MCU, which are the first 3 Spider-Mans and the X-Men movies. Those were in Topps, I think. And they're not actually the MCU, but they're only not because other people owned the rights, and all those rights are finally coming together. But this is considered the first MCU movie. It's a weird thing because there are super expensive cards in the set, which is the Robert Downey Jr. rookie cards, which go anywhere from $5,000 to $25,000. And then you have the casting call set, which is a Robert Downey Jr. card. So it's like it's not been entirely set on what is the rookie card. I just didn't think I owned enough of these, and at $13 shipped, I bought another set. I'm hoping that I might be able to grade 2 cards in the set. If not, so what? Graded a B minus. I didn't need it. There are plenty of them out there. This happened to be a good price. And, I've gotten some tools that help me, grade cards better at home. I hope. We're hoping, because I don't have the results yet. But we'll see. All right. So this is something. These are two weird purchases. Not weird, but this is something that I've mentioned before. This is the 2007. These are 1977 Star Wars cards. Okay. These are 100% 1977 Star Wars cards. But in 2007, Topps did a 30th anniversary set. And as a box topper, they put in one card from the original series that they had stamped with this 30th thing. So to me, this is the closest thing to like a short print 77 card that you're going to find. Other, you can get into the international stuff, but those are, but this is like a short print of the original Topps. Also, twice pack pulled. So being handled so much, it's very difficult to get these cards in high grade. You can see this. This has got definitely some issues. I don't know what this would get. 5, like a 6 in this stuff is really good. Which may or may not make it desirable. I kind of dig it. I love cards that say "May the Force be with you," and it's $35. But there was a reason I bought these next two cards, which I'll go show the other one. So this is another one from that set. This is the number 57, Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker. I found it much harder to find Series 1, the blue ones, than I have Series 2, the red ones. So this I paid $75 for. I paid up because I think it was outside the U.S., so I had to pay up on shipping. Like I said, in the moment, I decided I want this. I think I got this yesterday. I don't know. That corner looks a little chewed up. I don't know how, like, these buys just might be an incomplete or a C or lower. The truth is, I bought these cards because we'll get to it. At some point, I bought a Return of the Jedi box, and I bought an Attack of the Clones box. So I bought a 2002 Attack of the Clones box for, I don't know what I paid for it, for between $100 and $150. I bought it because I found a lot of interest in the Padmes from 2002, and I was like, okay, I'll rip Padme. And I even had somebody tell me, those things don't always come out great. And I'd opened some before, and they didn't come out great. But I was like, there's only one box left on eBay. There's only one Topps box anywhere you can find it. And I was like, oh, and they took my offer for whatever it was. I opened it, and you might have seen it it's on this channel. They were bricked. The cards sucked. I mean, like, they were, there's paper loss on all the cards. So I was just mad. And I have a habit of, I don't rip wax. I remember why I don't rip wax. Not forget, like, people get lucky. I don't think I'm unlucky or lucky. I think I do as expected. But it's like, if I spend $200 on wax and I sell a cool card for $200, that means I just traded that cool card for that wax. And that's why I don't do it, right? Not because, I love to open wax. I just, in my brain, I'm like, wait, I just sold this cool card. I'd so much rather have this cool card. This, I actually went the other way of, like, I was like, if I just spent whatever it was, $100 or $150 on the Attack of the Clones box, I was like, I'd rather spend $200 or $250, which is what I spent, to have cards that I like. And so it's kind of, I used to love to gamble back in the day, and I'd go, let's say you lose $1,000. I'd be like, let's all go have steak and lobster now, because I'd rather spend $1,400 and have a great dinner than $1,000 and go home just with nothing. It's this. I believe cards is all psychological, so this is part of that. This is another one of these cards that I bought. This one I paid less for. The one I bought, let's see if I can show it. I'm showing it here. It's the, I guess we can zoom back out. How do we zoom out? All right. I love this card up here in the top right. It's a message from Princess Leia. Again, a very important kind of canon type card of, her giving R2 the plans for the Death Star. It's just an important card, and I like it. It was whatever, it cost me $25. This person still has a few of these cards left. He had some real cool stuff. Also, you can see that it came in this original cellophane. And I know that you shouldn't take it out of the original cellophane, but if I'm going to grade them, I don't think they'll grade them in the cellophane. But yeah, they had some cool ones. Most of these are sold, but he still has a few more. This is. I actually think I might have bought my version of this from this guy years ago. I don't know. I don't remember. But I always dance around these cards, and I finally bought that one. All right, so this was a C. It's just, again, I don't know. Like, I love those 30th anniversary cards. I'm a little worried about them being capped on the idea that, meaning, like, I don't know how expensive or how much the value can go up. Is like, could they be easy to fake? Like, how expensive is it to get a gold seal that looks like that and put it on cards? And you'd be like, well, the grading companies will figure it out. Well, no, they won't. Open link in new tab. Here we go. So this next this is an A plus. This was an A plus. So you'll see here, I bought 6 CGC 1977 cards for whatever it ended up being, 322 plus whatever. You have a number 57-9. You have a Luke 6-5. You have a Obi-Wan Kenobi 9. May the Force be with you 8-5, 7-8-5. Okay, so there's a couple things here, which is, listen, the Luke is a Luke. If you've talked to me, if you've heard me before, it's like I will tell you, don't touch CGC vintage cards. I do think they're getting a little bit better on grading them. So like the blue labels are more worrisome than the black labels. But like, I went over this card pretty closely and I was like, this looks good. Like, so this card in a PSA 8 is whatever, let's say $150, maybe $250, somewhere in that range. This is an 8.5. But here's where there's a lot of reasons this is funky. It's CGC. They don't grade things the same way as PSA. They're not worth the same as PSA. And here's where it got really funky. This says Scanlens on it, which is the Australian version of it. I've been told it's not, because Scanlens has 1 star down the bottom, and this has 2. So I believe this is mislabeled. I sold this card already. I did not list it as Scanlens. I never said it was Scanlens. I didn't do anything. I sold it for what I thought was a reasonable price. So yeah, again, but that I think that would have crossed to a PSA 8, which almost would have paid for the order. But the Scanlens thing is just weird. And by the way, PSA does the same thing. As far as I'm told, PSA don't mess with Scanlens and PSA either, unless you know the difference, because they say the same. Here's another card. There were 2 cards in this order that said Scanlens. This one was the same thing. That it had the 2 stars. This is what I call the Jedi Mind Trick card in a 7. I didn't really put any value on this card. If it's Scanlens, it's a couple $100 card, to be honest. If it's Topps, it's a $25 card, but whatever. That's and then this 8.5 sighting the Death Star looked really good. It looked, looked like it could get a PSA 8, which a PSA 8 in this card is like $100. So I think it's worth, in an 8.5, it's probably worth 75. This card, this is all over the place in a PSA 9. They've gone up to like $700, $800, $900. But 8s go for like $100. But still, this is at least an 8, a PSA 8. So we put that at $100. This is kind of this was the card that made me buy it. It's like, listen, it's a 6.5, but I certainly don't think this would get a PSA 6.5. Like it's way off center. So obviously and these corners are not good. Who's to say? I thought it was like a PSA 5-ish. Sold already. Sold for like a PSA 5 price. Like I didn't price it out. I wasn't like a 6.5 right now in PSA would be like $400-ish. And I think I sold it for like whatever, $160 or in that ballpark. So I basically sold the May the Force be with you and the Luke here, and I have the other 4 cards for like about $50. And I mean, my thinking here was, I know I can move this Luke because it's a Luke. It's graded. They're just, lower end stuff sells. This, I wouldn't have even minded getting stuck with this. May the Force be with you. It's a great card. Looked like it was in great shape. I probably could have cracked it and crossed it. But really, to me, it was the Kenobi. The Kenobi looked like a 9 to me. It looked like a legitimate, maybe not. It looked like a legitimate 9. It's hard to, I have the actual card, so I have to look at the corners on these things. Get weird because the white of the pattern sometimes get on the corners. You're like, oh, that corner is white. This person, I don't think, put the back of the cards in here. But my thought, again, even if that is a PSA 8, then we're still doing good. But I thought it had a chance to be a 9, and that card in a 9 is somewhere between $1,000 and $1,500. So my thought was, even if I sold all 5 other cards and was sitting on the Kenobi, I thought it was basically a riskless buy. And considering we're sitting on the Kenobi, we have this card, this card, this card, and this card. So we have the Kenobi, we have this over here, and these two, and we're basically paid for. Those are the type of things you want to do. It's like you get in, you get out. It's like all that's left is profit. So I mean, I might have gone over that too much. You don't find those deals that often. I think it was a great deal, especially if that Kenobi. Like, I'm not cracking it because there's no point. I mean, I think a CGC 9 goes for about half the way between a PSA 9 and a PSA 8. So I'd rather get that price. All right, that's enough on that. I'm clicking through on some of these things so you can actually just see the card. This is 2016 Captain America Civil War. Obviously, you have the Scarlet Witch and Captain America here. This is an out of 10, which are just super rare gold foil. I got it for $5. These out of 10 cards are really hard to find, and to get it for $5, and again, ComC, no shipping. So, definitely. I bet this isn't something I think I could flip tomorrow. This is more of a long-term play, but I think if the world ever comes to the idea that MCU serial number cards are worth money, which they are starting to, these are going to be expensive. I mean, I would expect this card to eventually be $50, $100, $200. Okay. So again, these are all low dollar. It's like, whatever you want to call them, B's, B minuses. This one was my love of combined shipping got to me. This up the one up top here is Princess Leia 2015 Force Awakens gold card out of 100. So Force Awakens had out of 250, out of 100, and 101s. Doesn't have, gold's kind of like the best you're likely to do. Why does this card matter at all? Well, Princess Leia doesn't have any serial numbered cards in any of the movies she's in otherwise. So obviously the original trilogy doesn't have serial number cards. So this is the first movie. So in this movie, you have Han Solo, Chewbacca. Chewbacca actually had, yes. Han Solo, Chewbacca, Princess Leia all get serial number cards in a movie that they don't have elsewhere. I'm fine with that. I just traded for something in here. I traded for a PSA 9 in this. I own 2 other Raws. I own 4 of the 100. Again, sometimes I just like to hoard. The other thing was, and if you've watched any of my other videos, O-Pee-Chee's taking off because of this Luke, PSA 10 Luke that's up for auction. I don't think this looks all that wonderful. I mean, it looks like the corners are off. I mean, I just saw a Luke that was a PSA 7 looked like this. I wanted this card. Even in a 4 or a 3, this will probably be a $100 card, $200. I mean, we don't know. The pops are so low on these cards. So picking this up, and then I combine the shipping of the thing, I don't know. I mean, this really isn't high grade, and I think I already have one that is probably in better condition. This feels like some time of me just getting trying to be too smart. So I would probably give this a D. I mean, I'm trying to give a full range. Obviously, if I bought it, I mean, how risky is it? This is Canadian, so I paid $21.30 total. Canadian for a serial numbered Leia and an OPG. Let's see. Can I buy similar? I want to see if I view similar items. Open link in new tab. I mean, I'm just doing this. Again, I'm trying to grade like what do people want for raw versions of this. So that's not. These are tops. I'm looking for OPG. Are there any here? Why is this? Yeah, it's not funny. It's like this is part of the reason I think I got it was because the title was so bad. Why it went so cheap. Yeah, I can't even find an OPG. Sorry for taking so long. Here, let's just. I mean, to better properly grade my 1977 trading card, man, you see some crazy titles. That's just another way that you can get deals. Doesn't matter. Seems like I keep changing the title. Here. It just doesn't matter what I do. Oh, do I have no space here? Oh, okay. I promise this is it. I really will give up after this. All right, so there. I can't even find one for sale. Here's one for sale that is. That is that. I can't find an OPG. Can't find an OPG one here anywhere. Weird. Anyway, I've wasted enough of your time with that, but that kind of goes to show that they're hard to find. So it's not a terrible purchase. Some more MCU stuff. Drax. So this I showed you a Guardians of the Galaxy card before. So there are weird cards from there where there are high numbered retail character cards in 2014, but they don't have serial number version. In Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, there are serial numbered character cards. So I bought Drax and Ego, Kurt Russell, Dave Bautista, $3 a piece ish. These are out of 49. Again, this is a long term or like whatever. I don't know what it is, but I just accumulate these cards over time. And if I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, how bad can I do? Give this a solid, all these could just be incomplete, but say call it a C. Oh, speaking of the high numbered, these are really hard to find. These, they're retail only. The 2014 set is so weird because hobby boxes had the numbered cards were out of 25, but the retail had them out of 10. And then they also had these character cards of everybody has one, but it's not in a sense to me. It's like it's not our true character card anyway because it doesn't say their name on the front. It just said the name of the card is Dave Bautista as Drax the Destroyer. I don't know. They're sought after. They're not always easy to find. There are a few out there for sale right now. So if you like this type of stuff, again, at $4, I was just I'm okay with it. But that's probably like a B-. This one here, I bought a Cyril Karn Black Auto Finest. I love Andor. Dedra and Cyril. So this is just a PC thing, but it's not a good buy, right? I mean, if you want this card, could you get it cheaper? No, this is the only one for sale. I started, I kind of fell backwards into starting to collect these black 2023 Finest Andor autos. I bought a Velsartha real cheap, a Brasso real cheap, and then I found out that Dedra only had autos, the matte out of 10 and less, and I bought one of those, and I was like, all right, I have Dedra, let me get this. So, I don't know. It's weird because, when I'm grading a PC thing, I was like, did I need this? No. Am I mad I bought it? No. We'll give ourselves a C- on this one. Just, I didn't need it. I didn't need it, and I have a ton of cards. All right, I bought a Yoda, OPG, PSA 7. I paid $90. I think I have it listed for way more. If you watch any of my other videos, I basically said like I relisted this for like 175. I was like, what am I doing? I don't really want to sell it, but at $400, I'll just take the profit and move on. It's low pop. I think there's like, I don't know, 8 higher or something. There are no 10s. There's like 1 9 and a couple of 8s. But I actually bid it in an auction, lost the auction, and then I think I offered. I must have paid a lot of taxes and shipping because whatever I thought I should have bid in the auction, I made this person an offer. They accepted it. Boom, Bob's your uncle. Similar on land. These are both their rookies. You know, Yoda rookie, Lando rookie. Similar thing. I had sold too much of my O-Pee-Chee. I wanted to have some exposure to O-Pee-Chee. These cards were probably less a little while ago. I mean, I'm perfectly fine with these things because these are actually, I like, for whatever reason, I like Empire O-Pee-Chee and even Return of the Jedi O-Pee-Chee better than Topps. Not for like appreciation or anything, but I just like them. This is just a cool looking card. These are the Star Files cards. I just like the Dossier Stellier. Just a cool card. And, I have the Landos and regular Topps. Just, Empire's a thing that is just never quite caught on as much as I thought it would. People love the movie, but they don't collect the cards as much. Here's that Attack of the Clones box. I guess I paid $115 all in. Complete waste of money. Just complete waste of money. Crazy parts. People are still willing to buy the Padmes with the paper loss on the back, and I keep like turning down offers. Like I put the card up, then I take it down because I declare all the problems with it. But people still want to buy it, and I feel bad about it. I have a couple of the Padmes, but I don't know. And I wrote if you saw the video, I did write to people, and I find there is it's funny. I got a couple comments, and they were like, "You should complain," and the other comments is like, "You should definitely not complain." It's funny when you see comments and they're the exact opposite thing. They're like, "You took the gamble, you should," and I'm like, "I did take the gamble," but what I wrote them was, "Hey, I bought this. I opened it on my YouTube channel. It was bricked. If you have any more, you shouldn't sell them. Just letting you know." That to me is like, am I fishing to get something? Yes, I am. I'm not gonna lie, but I wasn't like strong arming them. I was just putting it on them so that they know. And if they want to do anything, they wrote me back or were like, "This was our last one. We sell boxes all the time," and that they're like 90% of the people who buy from us don't open the boxes. And at the end, they said, if you hadn't opened it, we could do something for you. I'm like, yes. Like, I don't even know what to say to that. Like, yeah, if I hadn't opened it, I wouldn't have known that the cards were garbage on the inside. So that's just not how that type of thing works. But whatever. It's just a loss. You just sometimes you take an L and you just move on. And you got to remember your L's because people like to celebrate their W's, and be like, "Oh, I bought this card for." I mean, I was doing it earlier with the CGC's cards. I'm like, "Yeah, look at this home run," But I got an L here. This is 150. At 115, I just set on fire. Not only that, so this is an F. And not only that, I compounded it by buying 2 other cards for $150 that I didn't necessarily need, and I was just angry, and I was like, I wish I would have bought those cards instead of this box. So instead of just taking the $115 L, I turned it into a whatever. I had $115 F and $150 C is, I guess, a $250 D. Not what I want. Welcome, young Luke. I don't know, man. This is an O-Pee-Chee 1980 PSA 7. The pop is super low on this. I bought it. I thought I bought this on ComC. I bought a Leia on ComC, a PSA 8. I think it's a PSA 8. I don't know if they're any higher. I paid like $70, $80 on that. I paid $34 on this, shipping and everything. So I don't know what to tell you. Is it a good deal? We'll see if that Luke auction goes big. Yeah, this will be worth more money. This happens to be one of my favorite cards. It just happens to be. I love Yoda. They're like, I just love Yoda. It's like it doesn't make sense. I shouldn't sell any of my Yoda cards. So this one, I am perfectly happy in the PC. Did I need it? No. Might I even have this card in around this like raw and this quality? Maybe. But we're getting back into that. What about grading fees? So yeah, that's basically what I said. Is like I probably don't have an 8 laying around. So for that, it goes in the collection. I list it. I think it's probably listed for $100 or something. Somebody wants to buy it, they'll buy it. I'll figure out a way to get another one. So we'll give ourselves a C plus on that one. Bought a box of Return of the Jedi, 2000 or 1983 for $200 shipped. It's a great price. I opened half of it on my channel. I did a little whatnot on it. Whatnot is not entirely the devil. It can be. When I open on Whatnot, I get killed because I don't do it like the used car salesman. I just like I got on there and I was like, I'm just gonna open these. Like if people want to buy them, they buy them. So a couple people bought packs. Bespin in Australia. I shipped the package. I promise you, buddy. Threw in a bunch of extras. I shipped it to him, and my buddy Sean bought some stuff because it was great because I had to ship things to him, so I was able to just use the label. But hey, this is probably, I don't know. I'm trying to be too harsh on me. It's probably a C. I enjoyed it a little bit. I mean, it's a way better thing to open than the Attack of the Clones. These are really low pop. Like I pulled a couple that I think they're very very few tens graded in this set. So nines are good, but the hard thing with nines is that like a 9 might be good, but an 8's really not worth it. So you end up, do you even want to grade it? So you got to kind of be harsh. But I think I pulled a couple cards out of here that I could grade, and if they grade right, I'll be okay. I gave my friend Peter a couple packs. He was watching the stream, so that there's always value in sharing with your friends. So again, whatever you want, I want to. I just shouldn't buy wax. It's just not what I do. I like you saw earlier I bought that Iron Man set. I've had just as much success buying sets than I have ripping packs. There are certain things, meaning like the quality is like I open this box. There's gum stains, wax stains, off center. But like there are certain products that you really do need pack pulled because they just get handled. And this is probably close to one of them, but for the most part, just for me, I should buy sets. Here's a Cad Bane 2010 Rise of the Bounty Hunters foil PSA 9. I think it's like a pop 8, none higher. This card was on the Council of Dorks list. It's not anymore because it's not. I don't like Cad Bane. Ended up trading this. So I traded this card. It was part of a deal I did with a friend for that Princess Leia 2015 gold out of 100 PSA 9. So he wanted this, I wanted that, and that card had been sitting in his store forever. Yeah. So again, don't even own this card, but I would have been happy to pay $20.26 for the Princess Leia card. I bought this. This sale didn't go through. I'm not a person who gets angry about this stuff, so I bought. This is the number 59 Alec Guinness. It was an OPG 6, and it was I think $26 shipped. So like it was a great deal given what OPG prices are doing. It's probably, I don't know. It's worth at least triple that now, I would say. And the guy said, "Hey, it was regular tops. I don't have this card. I'm going to cancel it." I was like, "Okay." Some people get angry at that. And like I understand. Auctions are like, this wasn't an auction. It was just a buy it now. And like, I have no idea. I just assume let's just assume the guy was not being honest. I think he was, and that he is just going to relist it for more money. I'm not out anything. You know what I mean? I'm not out anything. Like I've had friends to me where they're like, I bought this card tonight and I don't want it. Like he's like, I bought it 5 minutes ago. I don't know why I did it. I was like, write the guy and just ask him to cancel. He's like, he hasn't done anything yet. Like if he hasn't printed the label, shipped the card, if you just say, hey, you be a human being, and you're just like, oh, you know what? I bought this, and like, I realize it's not. I've had it where I'm like, I bought it, and I'm like, oh, that's not what my mistake. Like, I thought it was this, you know, I thought it was green, which is numbered, but that green's actually not numbered. And then I'll be like, hey, can you cancel it? My mistake. And I own it. And the people 99.9% of the time do the right thing. So I think that, like, people who get all upset about these things, it's just like, sometimes just let it go. And like that, I didn't even think about it until right now. I bought an O-Pee-Chee PSA 6 Princess Leia. Oh, I just want to see if I open like a new tab. The only reason I'm opening this is to see if you can see the PSA. Okay. So like got a 6. They're 26 higher. I mean, I thought I got a good deal. I definitely FOMO. Like, I think the FOMO Express hit for me, where I'm like, I had sold most of my O-Pee-Chees. This is a really nice looking. I'm telling you, this PSA 7 Luke that sold the other day didn't look close to as good as this. Again, happy to have it. It's up for sale. Matter of fact, it's you want to talk like how I let things go. A guy made an offer on this. He accepted the offer and then never paid, which for like $270. So he didn't buy it. Oh well. Again, I wasn't out anything. That is like, if I shipped it to him and then he returned it, that I'd get upset about. But if like, and it didn't even come off the market. When somebody makes an offer and they don't have auto pay or whatever it was, like, it didn't even go off the market. Like, you can let it frustrate you, or you can just be like, oh well, do I really worry about it? So I bought that. I think that was a great deal. Give that a B, because we don't know what's going to happen. If nothing happens over the few months, I didn't overpay. I think I got it before the market went a little bit nuts. I bought it on November 1st. So this I've been sniffing around for a while, and this is going to be in a video that's coming up, which is I bought 4 Indiana Jones rookies. Harrison Ford, 1981. You're like, what? I bought 4 PSA 8s. I forget what the total was. I was in for like 440 or something, 420 or something like that. I sold to it. I went to one of my friends. I'm like, you want half of this? And he said, yeah. So he bought 2, I bought 2, and made a deal for $16, whatever. That's whatever, $105 a card or something along those lines. I don't think there are any. There might be one PSA 8 left. I wanted to show something real briefly. I'm going to get into it, not in much more detail, but you get a little idea of, like, this card has no 10s. There are 10 PSA 9s. So an 8 is a really good grade. You can see that most of the cards are in that 7-6 range, and to get him at this price was a really good deal. It's Indiana Jones. He's iconic. Just again, don't. For me, this is an A. May not turn out to be an A, but it's an A as far as I look back and go, yeah, you do it. I'm actually giving away I bought 2. I already own 1. I'm giving away 1, so I'm actually only going to end up with 1 of these. But I like I like having my friends own similar cards. I have a good friend who owns a lot of 77. He bought his at the absolute bottom when I had given up buying, or I was just flipping. And sometimes I bust his chops, where I'm like, man, because he's doing really well on the stuff he's selling, and I'm like, why isn't that me? And I'm like, I'm glad it's him, right? I'm glad it's him. So when those Indiana Jones cards are soon to be worth more than they are now, of course I should just buy them all and keep them for myself, but I don't mind sharing the wealth. I didn't want to buy 4, and I didn't want to pay $180, which is what it would have cost to buy one by itself. So everybody wins. 2005, Topps Batman Begins Scarecrow, which was played by Cillian Murphy, PSA 9, $13 shipped. I just liked the movie. Cillian Murphy's big deal. PSA 9. There are some 10s, but just think it's a fine buy. I'm not even like I graded the Killian Murphy card. That came back in 9. I think I might have graded Christian Bale as Bruce Wayne. And I think that came back in 9. They were pack pulled. So like 9 I think is a decent grade. I don't think, again, it's a 20-year-old card. So uh, I think that era of Batman is completely slept on. People don't pay any attention to it. And I'm happy to have it. I think I have another one of these going in. I might even have another Killian Murphy at PSA now. Bought a Michael J. Fox, number 87. They're very hard to find these days. It's not gradable. Unfortunately, I got it back, and I'll probably get like a 6, but whatever. You can't find them. I think raw, they usually go for like $15 to $20 now. Okay, so we're almost done. So I don't know how long I've been going for, 45 minutes. So, I think the big Luke auction was on the 24th of October. So there was kind of a little FOMO going on here of like getting into cards. So I bought this Grand Moff Tarkin PSA 8 really with the idea of flipping. And I don't have one. I mean, Tarkin's just one of those guys I just don't really care about that much. And I had 9s and 8s over 7. I just buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. And I bought this and I was like, if I get stuck with it for $50, no big deal. It's been up for sale for like $100 for a while. I've seen them sell. Nobody wants mine. It's fine. I'm not really that worried about it. And I've mentioned this before. I have this rule, which is just basically the 50% rule, which is I like to make at least 30% on a card. Obviously, if it's a bigger card, you go this way. The smaller card, you don't want to buy a $5 card and make 30%. But that my math is that I have to be able to sell a card for 50% more than I pay for it, all in. Not what I bid for it, but what all it costs, taxes and shipping, for me to make 30% after eBay fees. So like something like this, I've really got to sell it for about whatever you want to say, $74, $75 to make my 30%. So when I'm considering buying it, I'm like, can I sell that for $75? Yes. Even to break even here, I'd have to be at like $60. Doesn't mean, again, I'm grading these. This is a B plus. Like the market these cards were not $50 for a while. You could buy these for $40 for a while. So I also bought this Luke, the 57. Paid $67.55 for this. This probably was a worse buy because these, believe it or not, these cards sell almost the same price. Never could figure it out. This 57 gets no love. And even more weird about this, even weirder, is that I bought this. Card looks great. I posted it. And I have it, I think, at $100, which doesn't really meet my rule. It's like, I guess, the bare minimum. And nobody's buying it. And people have actually paid more for the card than my card. I don't understand it. Maybe there's something wrong with the way I listed it, or eBay's algorithm doesn't like me for it. Whatever, it's not a big deal. It's at that price, I'm fine to sit on it and whatever. I bought this Luke 6 for $195. In truth, this was a FOMO where I was like, okay, these things are going to go up, and they have gone up significantly. And what I'll tell you is, I knee-jerk in both ways because I thought this was a nice looking 6. So what I did was I actually took one of the 6s of mine that I didn't like as much and sold that. But if we go back to here, it's like, okay, at $195, I've got to sell this at $300 to be at that number. I actually sold it at like $260 that reminds me. I forgot I sold a Yoda 7. I sold it at $260, so I didn't make my number back. I was like, really, what I saw it as is like, it was just a trade. I basically made a few dollars. I made like $20, and I got a better 6. Then I sold this 6 in a deal, a private deal, where I did make even better than that because I didn't have to pay the eBay fees. So it's weird because for years I would tell you I don't sell Lukes. and I really don't. Um, but that'll get into the idea of like, listen, yeah, I think that you have to sell some stuff, right? You just can't hold it all forever. And these cards aren't liquid, meaning like you got to take what's selling sometimes. I don't know. Like this card's gone up since I sold it in the few weeks. But so full transparency is going into the before the Luke auction, I had 20 Lukes. Since then, I bought four. No, I bought three and sold four. No, that can't be right. I had 21 going into it. I bought three and sold four. So I have 20 Lukes. So I have sold Lukes. And we'll get into another one that I sold in a second. Which, okay, so this is. I bought this before the craziness happened with the international cards. This is a Mexican Han Solo. And the story behind this was I bought a PSA 2 of this card a year ago or 2 years ago for $20. I put it up for sale not that long ago for like $250, and somebody bought it. And I was like, okay. They bought it. I was very happy to make the money. So I bought a raw card at $40. I don't even think I made an offer. I just bought it. And I don't remember. Yeah, I just bought it. And I was like, I think that's a 2. I think that's on its way to SGC right now, is what it is. Like, that was my thought. Like, I hope it comes back a 2. And I just basically traded an SGC for a PSA. And, I'd be happy to do that trade all the time. So sometimes it's just that simple. Of you just... the funny part is that like I thought that was a crazy price for that card to be paid for then. Now I don't think it is. There are none of these for sale, so good luck. Sometimes I just buy Rogue One cards. By the way, this buy here's in whatever B plus. This Saw whatever. I just like these poster board cards, and it's $1, so I bought it. Didn't need it. Probably couldn't sell it even if I wanted to. We're getting close to the end. So the night of if you watch, I don't know if I did a live stream that night or what I did the night of the auction. I think I did a live stream. I bought, while the Luke auction was going on, I missed buying a PSA 8 Luke for 800, and I lost an auction the day before for just about 1,000, and I just binned this PSA 8 Luke for $12.25. What helps in here is that it's it was in the vault, so you don't have to pay taxes and shipping. I had an 8. Already had an 8, and I bought another one because I thought that they were going to go up. Thought they were actually going to go up more than they have. I did not sell this one. I did sell the other one I have. And I sold it for a significant profit. I think I sold it for more than double this. And I'll probably regret that long term, not having 2. And I thought about, what I should do is sell a bunch of the, my 5s and 6s and 7s and stuff. And my answer is like, you kind of have to sell what people want to buy. And I have a lot of money wrapped up in cardboard. And it just was what it was. Like, I'm happy to have bought one and sold one and recognized realized the profit and other stuff. So again, I do sell cards. Like, this was it wasn't meant to be a pure flip. It was just, I FOMO'd into it. Not FOMO, because of all the cards in the world that I know, a PSA 8 Luke is, I've said forever, it's the bellwether of the Star Wars market. Where that card is sets everything. And I knew it was going up. I actually think it's going to continue to go up over time. It's kind of settled in that 2,250, 2,500 range. I think they really, there's just a few people that are like me, or there are people who have, again, 3 or 4 of these, and they're like, all right, I'm going to sell one, because they bought them for $1,000, $800, or whatever, and they just are selling them. But there's not that many of them out there, and once they get out there, it'll get tighter. That's my opinion. Take it for whatever it's worth. But I'm just telling you what I did. Again, full transparency. I bought and sold it. I own one less Luke I did than when the auction started. Probably shouldn't. And I did, again, depends on the number one Luke. I own less. I actually own more Lukes because I bought 257s. Salmon Pack. I love my Andor rookies. $325 for a gold. Yeah, you should definitely open these new boxes because getting out of 50 cards that for $3, and I think I overpaid. Marva Andor purple. This is, again, people like the flagship. I like some of the flagship stuff too, but I prefer the finest. Bought this for $6.92. I already sold it for triple. Just in and out. I have a better one. Didn't care. I usually don't even sell raw cards, so I was just like, there are people out there who want it. We're getting right, so it's like around October 15th that I did my last one. So, by the way, this is all before the big Luke sale. So this is a Breaking Bad Aaron Paul, Jesse Pinkman rookie PSA 9, $21 all in. This market is, there's getting to be a little more inventory than you want out there. I already own this card at 20, like PSA 9 is a solid thing. Again, I'm saying it. I paid grading fees for the card, but like I bought it. It's up for sale for like $50, $60. Like I think I had an offer for too low, but like I owned one that was for sale for $80. So I don't mind owning more of these. I believe Breaking Bad's an iconic show, and Pinkman is an important character in a 9. Like I think if I ran this auction, I would. Maybe I don't get my money back, but again, strong buy, like strong upside. Prior to the Luke auction, we had been seeing this kind of uptick in PSA 8s. Like it felt like set collectors of 77 stars. So I bought this. This is Lord Vader's Stormtroopers at PSA 8 for $23. For the life of me, I can't sell this card. I have it listed at $40. Like that price, that for the most part. Like I think I bought this before at this time because this this far into this, and I could have just done this. It doesn't matter. Yeah, for life, I think it's listed at $40. I'm just like, I don't want it. I didn't want the card. I just thought it was a good buy. So this is Comic-Con exclusive. I think we're pretty much done. Let me see where do we go to down here. I'll go a couple more cards. This is a New York Comic-Con exclusive expansion pack. Janet Urso. Pretty hard to find. I paid a lot of money for one. And like, it's like an $80 card. I bought it for $2. I already sold it for $50. Like, but I paid my other one. I paid a lot of money for. So like, again, just sometimes. Guess I shouldn't be saying this because there's one for auction again. Oops. Sometimes I ruin my own market. I'll do at least one more time. So this is, I got to show this. Open link in new tab. So Star Wars Rebels 20, this is, I think even 2014. This was promotional. Subway did a promotion where I guess you bought a foot long, and you got these little bags with the characters on it, each of the characters, and then there were cards in there. And this had an Inquisitor and a Trapper card. And these are in the original cellophane, which you don't usually see. I've never seen it. And I bought it. I had mentioned this to a friend of mine who's a huge Rebels collector. And he's like, nah. He's like, I just bought a bunch of Subway stuff. I was like, you're out of your mind. I was like, he owns everything Rebels. And I'm like, I was just like, and he had done this to me recently. And I'm talking to him like, you should buy this. And he's like, meh, maybe. I just bought it. And at the time, I was like, now you can't buy it. Anyway, went out and do a box to him this week, so he's gonna get it. I just was being me and also being nice at the same time. I think I'll end here. I might have done this in the last one, which this is Book of Boba Fett. Grogu, I shouldn't be saying this. I literally just gifted this card to a friend of mine. the guy I did the deal with for the Princess Leia and the Cad Bane and all that stuff, he had sent me some cards, some extra cards in there, and I wanted to send him something extra, so I sent him this Grogu out of 99. I thought this was an exceptional deal. Like, I think I bought another one of these, and I paid $50 for it, so I thought it was a steal at 15, and I gave it away. So yeah, I'm not such a hard-hearted man. Like, the last two things I bought, I gave away. Yeah, that's me. I'm not gonna get. Yeah, I think all that other stuff I'd done before. So on ComC, what did I buy on ComC? I bought, like I mentioned, I bought a Empire Strikes Back PSA 8 Princess Leia Star Files card. I think a lot of the ComC stuff I bought was on eBay auctions, and then did it over, and then paid for it over there. Which again, ComC's reportedly in trouble, and I just shipped a bunch of stuff home, and it cost too much. I don't understand 50 cents a top loader ComC. Like, yeah, I guess you got to make your money somewhere. Yesterday, or the day before, I love 2002 Top Spider-Man. And this is how crazy it can be sometimes. Let me see if I'll just search for the card real quick. Oh, I'm wrapping up. 2002 Topps Peter Parker. So I had seen that the Peter Parker cards from the set were on ComC, and they were on ComC. They were like, there's only one, and it was $14. And I was seeing on eBay that they were selling for like $10 to $15. So it's this card here. I love this set. It's it's the original Spider-Man movie as far as I'm concerned. Tobey Maguire. You can see how rough shape this is in. So I sent a couple in because I probably have 6 or 7. I was like, I'll take $14 a piece for these. I sent them in. They're in ComC. I go they hit the account, so I have to price them. And then when I go to price them, I see there are now 11 there. I'm like, I was talking to my buddy while I saw this, and I'm like, I'm just gonna buy the other 11. And it was from like $8 or $7 up. I was like, he's like, you should just buy them and then raise the price. And then I click through, and all the new ones were on sale for $3 a piece, or not even, I think $2.70 a piece. I bought all 11. So I'm only mentioning it because it was another buy I made. I bought 11 of these cards for I think under $33. It was like 31 something. I don't know. Like, sometimes, like, literally, if you think about it, I was trying to sell these cards, and instead of selling them, I bought 11 more. I don't care. This card, I will own 11 more. In a PSA 9, this is like at least a $75 card. A 10, hundreds, even an 8 will get you $40-$50. So yeah, I don't mind. I like, and the actual Spider-Man one of these I love even more. Nobody put up 11 of those. If they would have put up 11 of those, I would have bought those too. So yeah, I don't know. Remember, like, subscribe. Tell me what you're buying. I know if you made it this far, I hope I've entertained you. Definitely make sure you're subscribing. I'm trying to get to 2.2 million subscribers. I only need 2.2 million more. I'm going to do a couple more videos, try to get it more out as often as I can. I know the last video had some audio problems, but that just is what it is. So that's going to do it for me. I'm NotSportsCards, and I am